Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Women Unleashed podcast. You've got Britt here and Taylor. We are your awesome co hosts, and today we have a super juicy topic. And if it goes long enough, we might just chop it in half and give it to you in a fortnight's time because we like to keep you waiting for the good stuff. How you going,
Yeah, I'm
Taylor?
good. I'm good. I'm looking forward to this episode, seeing what comes out.
Yeah. Also, we're trying a new audio method today. We've ditched the heavy podcast gear. We've gone audio light with AirPods and just,
Mm,
Taylor's got the old school connected
yeah,
uh, earphones.
see how we
Like,
go.
yeah. So, here we go. Awesome. Okay, so the other day I said to Taylor, right, we need to put this on the list to talk about. And it's a saying called treat 'em
Hmm.
mean, keep 'em keen. And we were just like Taylor was like, okay, what about that? And so we started having a conversation, and they're like, no, 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 we got to put this
Yeah.
on the podcast. We can't just have the conversation without the podcast. And you said something super cool, which I think is where we should start. I asked you when was the earliest um, that you remember like this saying
Yeah.
being around
Yeah, and
and
I
aware of
think
it.
it's just always been there. I don't really remember the first time anyone's ever told me. I think it's like always it's just there.
Mm. Yeah, I love it. See, there's so
Mm.
many things in life that are just there. Like you just
Yeah.
like they
Yeah.
curfew you like they've
And it's an
always been there.
opinion. Not a fan.
Like and yeah, and we can relate to those things
Mm.
or behave in a way like they're the truth and not even know that we've actually listened to that piece of information. We're
Yeah.
just already acting like it's the truth,
Mm-mm. Or
whether we
even like
agree with it or not.
I don't know if you got it, but like if people were mean, especially girls, it was always, oh, they're just jealous of you. That was always the same. I don't know. And I don't know if I
Mm,
mean, that could be true. I'm not saying it's not true. But it's like that's always, oh, if someone doesn't like you, it's because they're jealous.
mm.
That's all what it's like could be, and not like you're actually a dick
Yeah,
or
that's it.
like you've been being a dick to them or something else. Like,
Yeah.
no. Mm,
Oh yeah, it was projection 100%. Like
mm,
it's blame someone else
yeah.
always. Yeah. 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 So for me, the earliest I remember this being
Mm,
around was I think in high school when and maybe late primary when I was,
yeah.
being interested in boys
Mm,
and wanting to get a boyfriend and observing other boys interact with their girlfriends
mm,
that like were
mm,
my friends at school and vice versa. For me, that's when it first came in, and um, I can see that I think I heard
mm,
guys saying it more initially, like
mm-hmm,
treat them mean, keep the girls keen, and so that's how they like excuse their poor behavior. And then as a retaliation, I think
mm,
the girls I was around
mm,
adopted it and myself, and I have a vision. I have a like I've just kind of plastered that like along like to all the women that okay, well all women must do this, right? Um, and it
yeah.
makes no fucking sense. Like, why treat the person that you want to be in a relationship with mean
I know. I don't
to
know. I
keep them
think
around? It's a fucking
yes,
trauma
it is.
bond.
Yes, it is. It is, and I think, like, I think for me, maybe part of it, like my side of the treat and mean thing, was like men enjoy the chase. So like you've got to, um,
Yeah.
yeah, you've got to let them enjoy the chase. However, I was always real shit at that because I don't like playing games
Mm.
and stuff. It messes with my mind too much. I didn't like dating because I found that's what happened. Like, no one was straight with you about what they actually wanted, you know? So they would be mean because
Mm. Yes. Yeah.
they would. yeah, they wouldn't be straight with you. So they were mean because they were kind of keeping you on a tether that you were like, oh, okay, maybe they're interested, maybe they're like, you know, you couldn't read the room because they would never be just tell you like, yeah, hey, I like you, I want to go
Yeah.
further, or no, I don't. I don't know.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
But then sometimes I think they do
I
tell you
reckon.
and you just don't listen. You know, like a bit of that as well. Like
Yep.
when
There's a
I
bit of that
reflect,
too.
I'm like,
Yeah. Well, they're telling you in their actions, because actions do speak louder than words. So if they are behaving in a way that distances you, they excuse that by saying, "Oh no, like I'm just trying to keep you keen."
yeah.
Like fucking bullshit. Like there is certainly, because there's another perspective on this, right? That's just swooped into my brain, which is that it could have been used as a way to have women not overexpose their bodies, like the way that they dress, like so that men see everything. So it's like, okay, well, you know, keep yourself a bit covered, like keep, you know, don't expose your breakfast, like, fucking, oh my God, I'm on one tonight, Taylor, referring to the view of your vagina as your breakfast.
What? I know. I'm like,
Seriously.
What are you talking about? Fucking breakfast. I think I have.
Have you heard people say
it.
that?
I don't think I don't.
Me either.
Yeah,
like,
and
how
dessert's way better than
awful.
breakfast if you're gonna call it something. Yeah, that's what they call it in all my romance books.
Yeah.
Yes, me
Oh,
too.
great. I love it. So I think that there's like an element there, you know, of trying to get, you know, like have women not, like, to teach some girls who are maybe promiscuous or, you know, over real, like young girls from overexposing themselves. That could have been used out of context.
So that girls
treat them mean, keep them keen, like, yeah, like cover up. I don't know.
It's an interesting take on it. Could be.
Yeah. But it just so doesn't make sense, hey?
No,
like,
now,
it's opposite.
like, no,
if you like someone.
Fuck off. Like, I don't know, thank you. I don't think it helps anyone. It's not helpful. It's not a helpful. And when you're younger, you don't want to be accepting those poor behaviours. And it kind of.
No, because that then sets you the example.
Like, oh no, they actually do like me. They're just like playing a game. That's just what it's like, you know, or what dating's like. Like, you've got to play the game. So I've just got to let him do this or her do this to, you know, it's just normal. That's what dating's like.
Yeah. And I know both men and women. I know men that love the chase. They occur to themselves as someone that loves the chase. And I know women that love participating in the chase.
Yeah.
Like, that's how they interact. And there's no love or connection there. Like, it's just a game. And I can hear how wrong I'm making everyone. So wrong.
I sucked at dating. I found it so hard.
Yeah.
I haven't dated for so many years now, and I'm so glad I don't have to. I found it the biggest mindfuck.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah, like, dating really blew up, like, how little I viewed myself or how least respect I had for myself. That's really what dating blew that up. Like, just totally.
And I did let people treat me really mean. like I look back now and I'm like, Taylor, he was clearly not interested in anything more. Like, maybe, you know, maybe for some sex or something, but he clearly, that was it. Or not even, or, you know, or not even that anymore. Like there was no,
Mm,
you know, it doesn't take rocket sciences. But when you're in it,
mm.
you're like, oh, but I like him. And you're like, why do you even like him? Because he's not being kind. he's...
Well,
Mm,
this is the generational trauma bond that this saying creates. It teaches people to
yeah,
get the oxytocin and the dopamine from the mean behavior to keep them keen. Like you get
yeah,
addicted to that and you think
yeah.
that is
And it
love.
makes sense now that I've, yeah, definitely. And
That's
I
the
think like
damage.
I'm a bit of
Yeah.
like an anxious attachment. So I'm perfect for those sorts
Mm-hmm.
of, you know, it makes a beautiful little
Uh-huh.
mix of
Yeah.
things. But yeah, it's a bullshit saying. It's not helpful.
Mm. Mm. No, and I think that like who I feel like I'm really speaking to in this
Mm,
conversation is young women, like young girls that think that and the parents of young girls, like if you want to empower yourself to have these kinds of conversations and have your daughters empowered and you know what the heck,
mm,
have your sons empowered about dating, like just you know be authentic, be open with your emotions and how you feel with someone, um, because the world
yeah,
needs more healthy relationships. Like the world needs healthy parents bringing up healthy kids that have great
yeah.
foundations for
Yeah,
life.
I agree. I think you can also like pass this saying on to friends and family, you know? Like, um, I think it is more like a
Mm.
dating kind of saying, but it, you know, we don't let other people treat you shitty too, just because they're your mates or they're your family.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, there you go, right? It just lays the foundation for you to just allow everyone and allow yourself to be
mm,
treated like shit.
excuse.
And you know, if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I don't treat myself badly, you know, just have a look at how many times you don't say what there is to say about how
Mm,
somebody interacted with you.
yeah.
Like how many times you bite your tongue or find yourself going to bed wishing you'd said that thing. And I'm not saying you've got to say everything that comes into your mind, right? Like you need to filter that shit. But you know when you should have said
yeah.
what there was to say.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I've done that many times, gone to bed and gone, fuck, why didn't I say that? I would have been great in that moment, you know?
Yeah.
Or even if you didn't say it in the moment, call them back
Mm.
up or talk to them again and like have. I think we get caught off in. Let me start that again. I think we sometimes go, oh, the moment's passed. But if something's upset you that someone's done, go back and talk to them about it the next day or whenever it needs to be.
Mm.
Like if you left a conversation and you feel like it's unfinished, there is no problem going back and talking to them again about it. I think sometimes we think it is finished, even if we're left
Yeah.
feeling shitty about it. Mm.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah, the moment's over. And like, yeah, you know what? The perfect way to train yourself to say what there is in the moment is when you didn't, is going back
Mm.
and having that uncomfortable conversation. Because after you've had that uncomfortable conversation, next time you're gonna be,
Mm.
oh yeah, like hang on, I can do this. Like, and
Yeah.
catch yourself in the moment and say what there is. And yeah, there are circumstances where, like, I had one a few weeks ago where, like, you know, I was being spoken to inappropriately in front of a particular group of people that it wasn't
Mm.
appropriate for me to
Mm.
address in front of that group of people. So I waited, but I
Yeah.
waited
Yeah.
too long. I waited like 3 days too long or 2 days too long. Like I could have done it just as
Mm.
soon as the next opportunity arose. So,
Yeah. Got to
yeah,
pick.
like
Yeah. And
goes back.
also,
That's such
sometimes
a
I think
great
if
point,
the
Taylor.
conversation is heated and you feel like it's not going anywhere, I think sometimes pausing it and then coming back is also a good thing to do, because there's just no point
Mm-hmm.
when you're going around and around in circles,
Yes.
or it's getting too heated to the point where it's just no
Yeah.
one's really saying anything beneficial.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Um. So yeah. What else? What else about this saying can we see and bring to light that people just sort of adopted as the sky's blue?
I don't know. I just am reflecting on like my own very small dating history. Um, but yeah, I really like, you're right on the, it's a reflection of how you feel about yourself. Like I let some people do some real shitty things more than once and didn't do anything until it happened like too many times. And I was like, Taylor, what are you gonna get? The bitch, like, come on, girl. Like, why? It's clear how they feel about you, but you ignore it. You ignore like the red flags that we talk about,
Mm.
because you're like, oh, he just doesn't know how to
Mm-hmm.
be with his feelings, or or like, I just got out of a relationship, but like he'll be okay soon, like I've just got to wait, or it's only new, or he's really busy, and I like, now that
Yeah.
I'm with someone who was very clearly interested from the start and was made it very clear. I know the difference. Like if they're interested, they're interested. They don't need to be mean. They don't want to be mean because they want you. They want to date you.
Mm.
You know, they want you to be. But I
They
guess
want you to
on the
be
other side of
around.
that is
Yeah.
that some people don't stay mean just at the start. They stay mean the whole fucking time. They'll be mean the whole relationship. That's how the relationship is.
Yes. Yeah. And it's like you and I, whilst we're verbally communicating, there's like the telepathy thing happening at the same time, because what I was reflecting on is my own behavior in relationship, and I have done things that I've not even realized was the opposite of being a kind, loving partner. Like and I'm actually still, like discovering and seeing those behaviors, but I've done lots of things in my relationship that hasn't even occurred to me as like the treat a mean thing, like being mean to them. It's just been like, well, that's what you do because I saw so and so do it, and so and so and so and so, and you that whole, you're product of who you hang around. So yeah, like even in the relationship, it just, you keep doing it, right? Because how are you going to
We
not
don't,
do it? Because
yeah.
you just,
And you don't even realize that.
you
I
learnt
think
that
one of the
way.
big ones is ignoring your partner. I think that is being mean to keep him keen, big time, stonewalling your partner. And I'm not saying it's not going, hey, I need some space right now, so I'm not going to interact with you until I feel like I'm ready. So it's not like, I think that's okay. If you feel like, hey, right now I'm feeling so dysregulated in myself, I don't want to talk, I just need time out. I think that's this is my opinion, okay? I think that's fair, because you're telling your partner, hey, I still love you very much, but right now us interacting doesn't work. We're not going to get anywhere. Yeah, basically, I need a
Yeah,
time
give
out.
me.
I
I
still
need a
love you,
timeout.
but I don't.
Yeah.
I just can't. And I think that's fair. But I think just ignoring your partner or stonewalling them, silent treatment, basically, I think that is the be mean to keep him keen. And I have done it myself in the past. Or I've gone, oh, he's really fucked me off this morning. I'm just not going to respond to his text message later, and he can just hang on, And that I don't, yeah, I think that is one of the be mean to keep him keen things that we do and keeps the chase. Like, oh, he's going to like come after me, you know?
It's
And
retaliation.
it's not cool.
Yeah.
Stonewall, it's a silent treatment is not cool. Shutting down on your
Yeah, it
partner
is.
to the point where you just pretend they don't exist. And parents do it because they can't regulate themselves. It's something I definitely do. And I've seen other people do it that I know, or you hear about it a lot in the books, you know, those books we read by Dr. Nicole LePera, how she talks about it, when people just shut down and they just give you the silent treatment because they're mad at you. I think it's mean in that saying.
Yeah.
Being mean. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's mean too. Especially, like, if you haven't had a conversation to say, hey, I'm just not capable of having a conversation with you right now. I'm going to take myself away. Like, and I'm going to do it for 12 hours or 24 hours, and I'll come back to you. And if I still need more time, I'll let you know. I think that's great, like, responsible.
Yeah.
You know, like, and if the other person has an issue with that, they've the opportunity to say, well, look, like, you know, like, there's some things that I want to say, and it'd be great if you could come back in 12 hours and maybe can we just check in then instead of 24? Like, you know, it opens the door. But yeah, you can't just go, hey, we can't just piss off and leave your partner hanging.
Yeah, I think.
Or tell them to fuck
there has
off.
to be some ground, or, you know, someone did something and they don't even know they annoyed you and you just ignore them all day. Like, you don't even, like, you withdraw your love from them even, and, you know, and they don't even know why. And I get it.
Yeah.
I think
it's a valid point.
You know, I think we all, like, that fight-flight response comes in here a lot, because I think depending on how you deal with conflict will kind of depend on what your meanness is, maybe, on that being mean to keep them keen. You know, if you're a fighter, you might yell and abuse them, or if you're a flighter, you might just leave, or whatever it is.
Psychologically manipulate, like, there's lots of different
interesting ways. It's kind of like, I like it. It's a good topic. There's a bit to it.
Yeah. Thanks for chatting about it. Yeah, there is. We might have to do a part 2 if we, like, think if this triggers more stuff. Or let us know.
Ask questions. Give us your feedback on this one. I'd be interested to hear what people's take is.
Yeah, awesome. Alrighty.
Let's wrap it
up.
Is it my turn? I think it's my turn. Thank you. Thanks everyone for listening. We really enjoy sharing ourselves and these topics with you on the podcast. Make sure to follow us on all our socials. We really love to hear from you, and we'll see you all in a fortnight's time. Bye.